on the medallion tiles outside the dungeons where they are used, and we're getting underway.
Both of them going right to Link's house and getting a heart container. And getting an early map check. 3 pendants, Dark World. We got green pendant, Swamp Palace. Pod and Turtle Rock are the other pendants. And 5-6 crystals at Thieves Town and Skullwoods. So actually, we know right now that the other 3 Light World dungeons are normal pendants.
Yeah. So, a couple of different routes here. Mclagging is going up towards the Skullwoods area, whereas Andy is going to... oh, he gets some bombs. That's great. From the pull statue here.
So he's going to be able to check Hype Cave immediately.
As long as he doesn't die. Blue mail. That'll
certainly help in defense. As well, the Fisher-Price shield, not so much. The lamp... Ooh, that's a very nice Hype Cave.
Yeah, those are some nice items to have early. And Mclagging taking an intentional death as he wants to farm some bombs out of Skullwoods. We'll probably be disappointed to find out that the pull was bombs.
Yeah, normally in Inverted, if you don't have the tree pull, this is the most common place to go farm bombs. You can also find some in Thieves Town if you're desperate.
Yeah, there's also a couple of bomb bushes in the Village of Outcasts. Those may be a little slower. Stumpy just with some arrows for us.
Alex Huff asking, "What can someone explain Inverted?" Sure, we can explain Inverted. We start in the Dark World and we go to the Light World. Ganon's Tower and Aga Tower are switched. A lot of the places in the Light World that needed the mirror, we've done some excavating to the world to be able to do that. And as you're hearing, we have the bunny music, even though you become a bunny in the Light World as opposed to the Dark World.
Yeah, that's about it. Last thing is the flute works in the Dark World, but you still have to get to the Light World to activate it. And the requirements for getting to the Light World are pretty much the same as getting to the Dark World in Standard. You need either 2 mitts and a Moon Pearl, or 1 mitt, a hammer, and the Moon Pearl, or you gotta defeat Agahnim.
Alright, we got Power Glove, so that will get us up to Dark Death Mountain.
And he also found the powder in, I believe it was the C-shaped house.
Mm-hmm.
And Mclagging unfortunately took a death in the overworld near Skullwoods, so he wasn't able to check the last chest there. He's going to go to Hype Cave instead.
And then as other people were pointing out in chat, yes, we also have swordless mode, so we don't have any swords today, so the vines or curtains that you need for Skullwoods and Aga Tower, those have already been pre-cut. Hammer will now work for Aga 1, Aga 2, and Ganon. You can use medallions, but you can only use them at specific spots where you can summon them. We've added places in Ice Palace for Bombos. I think with the tablets, you now need the hammer as opposed to at least a Master Sword in order to be able to read the tablets. And there's the mirror.
Always nice to find the mirror before you get to the Light World. It ensures you can do a lot of your overworld checks much more efficiently. And of course, you needed to get into Swamp Palace and potentially Misery Mire.
Interesting that Andy decided to nope out after the first 4. Because so far with Skullwoods, I haven't really seen anything. And just because we can get up to Death Mountain, really all we can check there is Old Man, Inside Spectacle Rock, and Super Bunny Cave.
Yep. Andy's going to check out Skullwoods first. Now this is the chest that Mclagging missed due to a death. So we'll see if Andy finds anything interesting in here. Oof, having a little trouble with those enemies.
Just a bit outside on those pitches that he's going to have to deal with 3 enemies as opposed to 2.
He gets through, though. Just some bombs.
Wasn't anything of importance there. Frixit in chat asking, do they do their own item tracking here? They may have their own item trackers on their stream, but we have our own tracker that is handling the tracker here on the tracking of the items on the restream, which is today is Wolf Link. So thank you very much to Wolf Link for stepping in for us.
Yeah. Andy gonna farm a couple of bombs as well. And Mclagging is heading into Thieves' Town. It's worth noting, in Inverted, you always need a glove to get to the Light World, because you have to have a glove to access Death Mountain, which is where Agus Tower is now.
Yeah, the one thing about Inverted, for those who haven't seen it before, it's very claustrophobic. Like, you've pretty much seen everything that the runners can do at this point in what we would normally call Sphere 1. The Power Glove and the Lamp will get us up to Death Mountain, but it is very claustrophobic in the number of checks you can do. But as soon as you get to the Light World, you get shot out of a cannon, and there is so many things you can check.
Yeah, Inverted often becomes a race to see who can get to the Light World first. And it can throw some very odd curveballs at you. It can make you do some very, very unusual things that you would never see in a standard mode. And we see Mclagging is going into the back of Thieves' Town. He won't be able to get the big chest or kill blind. Andy, meanwhile, looks like he is heading for Death Mountain, if I had to guess. Mclagging getting a hint. A map needs fire in Tower of Hera, so he knows he can skip the Hera basement.
Yep, no coffee breaks for at least this first race.
We see just some bunch of cash on top of the bumper ledge. I doubt they're going to be too worried about that. But if they are looking for Zora money later, they may go up there if they find the cape.
Interesting that Andy is deciding to go up to Death Mountain and checking what's there, as opposed to doing the back of Thieves' Town. I believe we got 2 items up front, because I know I saw the big and the small key.
Yeah, I think this makes sense, because in Thieves' Town you are forced to orphan 2 locations if you don't find the hammer.
Yeah, if we don't find the hammer in the maiden cell, then the Thieves' Town Big Chest and Blind are currently out of logic, because you won't be able to kill Blind at this point.
Andy playing a little tune on the Mire. So yeah, you have to rescue the old man from the Dark World, bring him back to his normal cave in the Light World. And he rewards us with a full heart container.
Meanwhile, we have 20 bucks in the maiden cell, so Thieves' Town so far is not going to have anything. So you're going to see Mclagging take the maiden to the boss area to turn him into blind. So then that way, when Mclagging comes back for the crystal, he can go just right to blind and finish him off.
Yep. Andy sees there was a single arrow on top of Spectacle Rock. And we'll see what's in the Spectacle Rock cave. Just a piece of heart, but he can check a hint.
The mushroom is in Blind's hideout. Okay, that actually helps us a little bit.
It looks like Andy's going to go up, and I would assume he'll mirror over and make his way to Super Bunny Cave. Since that's the only check he has left up here.
And we also forgot about the digging game. So Mclagging is using the arrow game to get money to be able to dig for the item.
Yeah, the digging game cost 80 rupees. That arrow game is a common strategy in Inverted that players use to get money for the digging game as well as for pod, which you need 110 rupees to enter.
And 2 digs and just 20 bucks. So Mclagging is going to get his cash back, go from there. Ether is what we need for Turtle Rock, although Turtle Rock is a pendant.
Yeah, plus chances are we can just mirror in anyway. Turtle Rock in Inverted often does not require the medallion.
So that means Super Bunny Cave here has to have some form of progression.
Well, there's one other thing open, and that's Catfish. Actually, no, never mind. We need the we need the hammer.
But we find the hook shot.
Okay, so what's left then?
I'm trying to figure that. Oh, Hookshot Cave.
Ah, yes. Of course.
I was like, why in the world would the sea give you a hook shot? Oh wait, the thing that's right next door.
Alright, so I guess we have to have progression in here.
And Brian, we have found Brian's cane, and that means now the seed is taking us back to blind.
Yeah, that is something we can kill blind with. It's a bit tight. You can't really miss too many hits with just one magic bar, but it is possible. So, what do you think we're going to see on blind? Hammer?
Well, we need hammer. That would lead us to Aga 1. Well, that would actually also lead us towards the pod area a bit. Hammer would open up the most right now. Flippers actually could also get us to pod.
There's another item that could work here, and that might be the bug net.
Oh yeah, you could swag your way through Aga 1.
And so Andy will be able to kill blind, but he will also be orphaning that that big chest. I can't remember. I'm not sure whether there'll be an item in there or not. But we know, I think there has to be something on blind. Mclagging gonna make his way over to Super Bunny Cave. He'll get his hook shot.
Life of Brian asking, doesn't blind have mushroom? No, it's blind's hideout, which is in the light world.
Alright, so Andy will have to bomb the floor. As we'll watch Mclagging try to get past these Lionels. 6 hearts and blue mail is more equipment than you usually have when you're forced to go over here, so it's not too bad.
Knowing that we've found 3 items, I normally would say, well, we're going to leave an item in the leave an item in, spit it out, the Thieves Town big chest, but because this is pretty much all our progression we have left, I think we can pretty much be safe to say that the map is in the Thieves Town big chest.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think it has to be. Mclagging almost save and quit there, but then just remembered, oh, I can go to Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, that would have been very unfortunate.
So he'll get the news that he's forced to do a burn of blind.
And the thing is, we haven't found any bottles yet, so they're gonna have the full magic meter, and that's it. They gotta make sure that they can do the entire blind fight with one magic meter.
Yeah. It is normal, so it will at least give them invincibility. Could you imagine doing this fight on hard?
Well, inverted is one of those things that I'm not really good at, so even if I had a bottle, I still would be, even then I would still be not feeling good.
Yeah. Let's see how Andy handles it.
So far, so good. Alright.
A little tight on magic. This is gonna be close.
Just gets it.
Yeah. So what do we got?
The hammer. Alright.
So in Swordless, this is by far the most important item in the game. Well, that and the Moon Pearl. Okay, so this opens up Pod, Catfish, Pyramid. We still don't have Light World access without that Moon Pearl, although we could go do Aga Tower if we wanted. But I think Andy will head over towards Pod first. And he's going to shoot some arrows since he needs 110 rupees for Pod. Andy using a little bit different of a strategy than I normally see. Gets it done, though.
Yep.
Yeah, the strategy that I'm normally heard, as long as you go right over towards where the shop guy is, and aim up, and then you just shoot as soon as one of the targets reaches the second curtain segment. And if you do it that way, you'll always hit. And Mclagging, heading into Thieves Town, he's already rescued the maiden, so he can just go straight to the boss room.
Andy taking the time to farm as much money as he can from the digging game.
Yep. So we'll be heading to Pod. We may go check Pyramid first. And let's see how Mclagging does with Cane of Burna.
Andy not bothering with Pyramid, just going right to Pod.
So far, so good. He's got to make all the hits, though, on this next phase.
Just gets it. Clutch kill.
Yeah. So he'll get his hammer. Yeah, you really don't want to miss that kill, because then you have to go farm magic, probably in Skull Woods, and that is a pain.
Chat was asking why everyone's taking the time to farm money. So in In the Dark World, you've got a lot of money you gotta spend. You gotta spend the 80 bucks to do digging game. You just got extorted 110 rupees from the monkey. So you're looking at least like 300 bucks that you're needing to use just to get around in the Dark World.
Yeah, and plus once you get to Light World, it would be nice to have some money for the bottle vendor, maybe get a head start on Zora as well. So Mclagging is going to head up towards the pyramid first. Let's see what he finds there. Just a piece of heart.
So not going to worry about that.
It looks like he's, yeah, actually going to head up to Catfish first. This is a fairly large time investment for one item. Especially when you have the Mire and you can red it in with Zora later. But if there's something good up here, it can pay off huge for him.
Alright, so the lunchbox just has cash based on that hint.
Yeah, they won't be doing that. And the Catfish has the Ether Medallion. Well, that doesn't really help us right now. He could open up Turtle Rock, but we don't have the Cane of Samaria, so can't really do anything besides check the hint in there.
Nope. Alright, we got red shield in the dark room and another small key.
So we got a couple of shields and the Cane of Burna. Do you smell something on Laser Bridge?
No, you know what I'm actually thinking about? Wait, never mind. Forget I said anything. I was actually thinking about the fact that since we don't have the Moon Pearl, the seed might be forcing you to go through the light world as a bunny to the desert area to get to Mire. The problem is, as a bunny, you can't get there unless you go through Aga 1.
Well, that could be a possibility.
Because Aga 1 is technically open with that hammer.
Yep. Hammer, lamp, and glove is all you need to access Aga 1, but there's a Titansmith.
So that's interesting.
Yeah, that opens up the portal to the Light World Undeath Mountain, which could mean we could find the Moon Pearl somewhere such as the Floating Island. Or even maybe... No, it couldn't be in Spectacle. Actually, maybe it could be. No, they already checked there, yeah. Never mind.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem with floating... with your thought about the Floating Island. That the Turtle Rock... in the light world is surrounded by hammer pegs in inverted, and if you're a bunny, you can't swing the hammer to get to the floating island.
Yeah, but they could still use the portal at the bottom of the mountain.
Oh, but you know what? Oh, Andy's forgetting something. He could do that. He could do Spike Cave right now.
Yep, he could. He might be going to do that after, if there's nothing over here. Yeah, so he's going to use this portal. He is going to... I guess he'll check Floating Island. He can get the items in Super Bunny Cave, although they're not in Logic. Actually, wait. No, never mind. Super Bunny Cave's in the Dark World. The other thing he could do is mirror into Turtle Rock.
Oh, you're right. See, I've never had to do this. But yeah, Floating Island has the flute.
That's nice. You still can't activate it without the Moon Pearl, though.
And yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna jump down to Laser Bridge now.
I gotta say, like, a while ago, I discovered that as a bunny, you may have to go through to Mire. I didn't even think about the fact that you could do this.
Yeah, there's so much weird logic stuff in Inverted. It takes a while to really get used to everything. There's our first, what would have been a sword.
And there's the big key.
Okay, no Cane of Samaria, so he can't go further there. But he can still check the big chest. And I think there's maybe 2 other chests you can check as well. Mclagging, meanwhile, about to pick up his Titan's Mitt. Alright, we get a key.
Big key for a small key.
So you can go check the vanilla big key chest here, and then go to... Oh, he's going to check the crystal roller room first.
Yeah, and then he can go to what you were saying. He can do vanilla big key and then chain chomp room. And then he's going to be stuck without the Cane of Samaria. There's Bombos. See, until we find the Moon Pearl, we're still potentially looking at an Aga 1 play.
Yeah.
Mclagging is going to check Spike Cave, and we've got just a green rupee.
1 rupee. Yeah, this Pokey's not fun to deal with when you haven't got the Fire Rod or a sword.
Couldn't he just Bombos it to death?
No, you can't use the Bombos without
right, I forgot.
swordless.
You can only on the pads. My bad.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Andy takes a death. That is not a fun room to deal with. Now, this has been sort of a fairly straightforward logic change, so I do kind of expect the Moon Pearl to turn up here. But wouldn't it be funny if it didn't and you still had to do Aga?
Yeah, actually it would. Because there's still a couple things you can check once you get to the light world and you still don't have the Moon Pearl. There's the Mire play that I've been talking about. Plus, you've also got Bottle Vendor that you can go check.
Sick Kid? Oh, we don't have a bottle, though.
If you had a bottle. You could drop down into the well, and then, like, you get Super Bunny mode, and you can open the chest, but I don't know if those are in logic or not.
No, I don't think they are.
Alright, so if Chain Chomp Room doesn't have anything, I think we're heading for Aga 1.
Yeah, I think so. Oof.
Moment of truth. Nope.
Bombs.
Aga1 time.
Oh man. This seed has just been cruel.
No. Yeah. I was about to say they could use the flute, but I forgot you can't activate it until you get to the light world.
Yeah, Andy I think is going to go check Catfish first. And Pyramid Ledge since he skipped that. Mimic Cave is in the light world, so no, that's not in logic. Oh, hammer pegs. Yeah, we haven't checked hammer pegs. That's a possibility.
Oh, right. With the Titan's Mitts, you can't get there.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the more convoluted seeds I've seen in Inverted.
Alright, so let's think about what could actually help us if it wasn't the Moon Pearl. Flippers would get us to Ice Palace, which we could frankly full clear at this point. Pod would allow us to do Helmassar. Fire Rod would allow us to get to Mothula.
Cane of Samaria would open up a few more chests in Turtle Rock.
Still would not be able to do Swamp because you still need to get to the Light World, which would require the Mire to pull the dam.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I think it's pretty much just hammer pegs or Aga.
Can you do Zora as a bunny? No. There's that rock blocking you from being able to get over to the Zora area on land without the flippers.
Yeah, I think there's a glitch that allows you to swim as the bunny, but I'm not sure if that counts as a major glitch or not. So it might be possible, but it definitely is not in logic.
Andy getting ready to check Spike Cave.
So is Andy going to go to Aga? Is he going to go to the hammer pegs? I think he's going to go do Aga.
I think he's surrendering. Hammer pegs certainly are in logic. Sledge, Calumet, can't they do Mire Shed? No, because without the flute activated, you can't get there. Once you get to Aga 1, you can walk over there as a bunny and then mirror into the Dark World, but you have to do Aga 1 in order to get there.
Alright. It's not too bad with the hammer. I have seen forced bugnet Aga 1s before. Alright, Mclagging is finished with Turtle Rock. And he has done most of those overworld checks. He's not going to do hammer pegs either. He's going to go straight to Aga.
Which, Andy's going to have a little bit of a lead on Mclagging, but, I mean, at this point, we're pretty much even.
Yeah, and once they do get to the light world, everything is so open that it's kind of hard to decide like where you should start first. I mean, probably Kakariko, but still, you never know.
Yeah, but without the Moon Pearl, you can't do much in Kakariko.
Oh,
You can really
yeah.
only check the bottle vendor.
Yeah, I meant once they do find the Moon Pearl, though.
True. Unique item held by someone friendly.
Well, that could just be the ether at Catfish. Alright, Andy, just a couple of rooms from Aga now. We like to play a little guessing game with Aga, so why don't you throw out your guess in the chat. Any number from 0 to 15 for the number of blue balls that we're going to get from Agahnim.
Considering how trolly this seed is, I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a 15.
I would be surprised. That's a heck of a number. I'll just guess a modest 5. Someone in chat guesses tile room.
Wrong game. Ooh. Well, with that miss, our number's going to be a little off today.
Yep.
So there's 1.
1.
Here's the required lightning. And now the next 3 will be random. There's 2. So as our tracker Wolflink is saying, it would have been 1 blue ball if Andy didn't miss. But because he did, we got 2.
Is that how the game works?
I don't know. There isn't really official rules to this. We just kind of play it as we go. Wolflink was the one to guess 2 first. Also, we had Malachris and a couple others. So, congratulations. You guys just won a whole boatload of nothing.
You earned my undying respect and admiration. Andy's taking a death warp here. Oh, he's doing a bunny revival glitch. So this is a glitch you can do in dungeons. If you take a death as a bunny, you will respawn as Link. Or in Andy's case, the pug. So now he can go and get the chests in the back of Escape here.
Should point out, though, this is not in logic.
Once he exits the dungeon, I believe he will revert to a bunny. Mclagging on his Aga fight.
Gamma Emerald asking, is this a major glitch? Nope, this is minor. This is allowed in tournament play. So there's the map.
And he will actually be able to go through all of Escape and come out at the Sanctuary. Alright, Mclagging done with Aga. It looks like he's going to do the same glitch here. Alright, nothing in the front part of escape. Let's see what's in the back.
Yeah, if we don't find the key, we won't be able to get to the back.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he does need to find the key if he wants to do all of escape.
Alright. Do we have a small key? Nope. Just a lot of cash.
Alright, so Andy needs to find a way to get out of here. This is not easy with all these guards all over the place.
Antisim saying, I'm surprised neither went to Uncle. They can't. There's bushes there. You can't lift them.
Yeah. The only things in the light world they can check here are just bottle vendor, actually.
Yeah, if you had the bottle, you could check Sick Kid.
Yeah. But they can go over to Desert and Mire into the Mire area. We got Quake. So we could find our Moon Pearl in Misery Mire.
Andy tried to play the National Swag Duck Anthem, but apparently bunnies can't play flutes.
Yep. Andy gonna use the Super Bunny glitch to get the items in the well. Some hearts, but nothing too interesting. He can't get the bombed items since you can't use the bombs as a Super Bunny.
So pretty much all that's left
is stuff in Mire or that hammer pegs, which Andy looks like he's just forgotten about. Oh, you can do the Smith chain, that's right.
Yep. Smith is in logic.
What? Oh man, if that Moon Pearl is at hammer pegs, that would just be the icing on the cake for this season.
Now we know cash is at is in the lunchbox, so you won't see either runner pick up that lunchbox because of the hint.
Yeah. Just a heart piece from the Smiths.
Alright, moment of truth. This hammer peg check could have been done before Aga 1. If the Moon Pearl is here, I will start dying in laughter.
And if it is here, both runners are gonna think they're behind, maybe.
Survey says...
No.
Nope! You still had to do Aga 1.
Mclagging gonna head up to Sanctuary. I don't think he can open this chest, can he?
Nope.
Oh, there's actually another glitch you can do with the mirror. If you mirror in the same frame as you enter the Sanctuary, you will also get into the Super Bunny state. And it looks like he's going to try to do that.
And I think Andy's trying to do that as well to get to the back of Tavern. Nope. Not successful there.
Of course, these checks are not in logic. So he does get it there, and we get another green rupee. So I think it's looking like Misery Mire.
Mm-hmm. And he thought about checking the library, and it was like, no, it's pretty well guarded right now. I ain't gonna worry about it.
Yeah, you can see what's at the race game, though.
Which is just a heart container. Ray's all saying you can't activate the flute. The thing is that with this being inverted, the way you get to Mire is you walk over to desert and then mirror from the light world to the dark world.
And here's Cave 45, which has been flattened since you can't mirror into it anymore. Can't get the item, not without that mirror glitch.
But you can get, once you do, you can get a bottle to go check Sick Kid.
Uh-huh. It wouldn't be in logic, though. Alright, so Andy gonna head down towards desert. Maybe check the dam first.
Apparently the mirror glitch won't work on the blocks when you're a bunny.
I think it should. But he gets the super bunny glitch. Just some cash. Andy taking a moment to think about what he wants to do next. He seems unsure of where to go. Has he forgotten about Mire? I don't know what he's thinking about exactly.
He might.
I doubt he's forgotten about Mire. I mean, he knows inverted quite well. So I'm not quite sure where he's going with this.
Looks like he's heading to Eastern. Guess he's gonna try to use Super Bunny to go check Sahasrah's closet.
Yeah, nothing here is in logic, I don't believe.
No, he's gonna bunny revival in Eastern.
Yeah, but he's not gonna find the Moon Pearl. And doesn't have the bow, so it's not like he can clear Eastern anyway. Meanwhile, Mclagging is going to the desert area.
And Andy decides to nope out anyway.
I think, yeah, maybe he... What is... Has he actually forgotten that he can go to Misery Mire?
He might have. We got a bloomerang on the desert ledge. And Mclagging now showing us that this is how you can, in fact, get to Mire. By logic. Bombos is needed for Mire. We can get in there, but we couldn't finish it. There's a bottle and a heart container.
So, there's got to be something in Mire. Mclagging showing how you can use the medallions only on those medallion tiles. Yeah, this is unlike Andy. Like he has played a lot of inverted. This is very surprising that he's forgotten about Mire. I'm sure he'll remember soon enough, but he's gonna double check some stuff here. Alright, Mclagging making his way into Mire.
And he's gonna go ahead and open up the Turtle Rock portal.
I guess he just wants to check it in.
Yeah. He doesn't have the boots, so he can't hover. And it's a joke hint anyway.
Yeah, I think he might try to do some of those Super Bunny checks. He knows won't give him the Moon Pearl, but it'll give him time to think while he can at least clear some items.
Meanwhile, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, how long is it gonna take Andy to remember Mire?
Oh, there's because there's the Moon Pearl!
Well, Andy had a bit of a lead, but it has rapidly disappeared.
I think
Andy saved and quits.
we're at a critical point in this race where Andy's got to remember to go to Mire.
It looks like he's on a mission now, so I think he has just remembered.
Okay, Mclagging also found the second item in Mire, which was the book, which is what you need for desert.
Yeah, and he
because
might just...
the way the...
sorry.
No, that's fine. I was just going to explain that because of the way the mirror is set up, the book is your only way in. So, sorry, just wanted to finish that up.
I was just going to say, I think he might just go into desert, which he's doing. Alright, Andy finally making his way down to Mire, so... several minutes of time lost for Andy there. But he's on the right track now.
Yeah, with how linear this seed has kind of been to start, he's behind the pace of where you're supposed to go, the way the seed wanted you to. But as I was saying before, once you have Light World access, everything opens up so much that from here, the world just opens up that you can check a lot of things that Andy is by no means out of it just yet.
Yeah.
Bo is in Paradox Cave.
Paradox, yeah. And we got the cape sitting on top of Torch. So desert not boots locked. Mclagging will be able to full clear this dungeon. Well, except for the cape, but he doesn't need that since we've already seen there's just cash on the bumper ledge. And Mclagging gonna head back to Landmolus. But remembers he hadn't got the big key, I think? Or no, he just wants a health refill.
So I know we saw the cape on the torch in desert, but did we find the second item?
I can't recall. He may just decide to go do land moles first since it's required anyway. And then if he doesn't get an item there, he can go back. Andy finally getting his Moon Pearl.
T-Rex telling us it was rupees. So we found the two items. Cape really won't help us any at this point. I mean, unless you wanted to use it for, like, the Ganon fight or something.
Yeah, but in Swordless, it's not too useful there since you can't actually attack Ganon with the cape.
Oh yeah, kind of forgot about that.
Basically, it'd be good for dodging fire bats, and that's about it.
And since you've got the Cane of Brian, which uses less magic than the cape, you're gonna use that. You would use that anyway, even if it lags.
Yeah. Alright, Andy picks up his book. So he's not going to do desert just yet. Looks like he's going to go straight to the Kakariko area. Or Kakariko, however you say it. Mclagging using a combination of Hammer and Cane of Brian to take out Land Moles.
So that's crystal number 2 for Mclagging. So now we're about to get a bunch of checks here in Kakariko.
Mclagging is heading back into desert.
He must have so we must have missed it. He must have YOLO'd the boss. And now gonna check the right side, since he hasn't found the second item. Now we're gonna get blind. His hideout, which we know a mushroom is there from the hint.
Yep. And we get our first bottle, 57 minutes in. There's a mushroom. Mclagging gonna check checkerboard cave. Heart container, he says nope. And Agahnim. So 2 bottles and a mushroom in Blind's hideout.
A lot of fetch quests, but alright. Second try, ladies and gentlemen, at this time to honor high roll, please join us for the playing of the National Swag Deck Anthem.
Oh, there was a bottle in Mire shed, okay.
And with that, the Hawk's about to rock. We salute you. Sick kid just having cash. Alright, so at this point, let's check Checkerboard Cave and then... Or, Checkerboard, Chicken Shack, sorry. Alright. So, let's review. So, we had to do Aga 1 in order to get to the Dark World. The runners spent a lot of time going through Turtle Rock and Pod, trying to avoid Aga 1, but unfortunately they did have to do it to get to the Light World. Then you had to... Oh, sorry.
That was just a nasty chain of items that led them absolutely nowhere.
And then from there you had to go to the Mire area with the mirror in order to get the Moon Pearl.
Yeah. And logically you needed the Cane of Brian to get the Moon Pearl from that spike room. And Mclagging preferring to go over to East Death Mountain. Just quite a few items here, so it's reasonable play. Andy heading up to the Lost Woods. There's 2 items here. Could also potentially give a pedestal check if he wants, but he's not going to bother.
Ooh, we also got an ice rod with our bow.
Oh, that ice rod not necessarily required with Turtle Rocket being a pendant.
So now we're gonna see Mclagging head to. Gonna do Ether Tablet, then I wouldn't be surprised if he heads into Hera from here.
Yeah, he can full clear Hera. And he's finding the boots.
That is a very nice place to find them. Because now you can do the other flanctuary checks while you're here.
Yep. King's Tomb, the only item location in the game that always requires the Titan's Mitts to access.
Just having a piece of heart today, though. And then here he's gonna do Back of Escape. And I wouldn't be surprised if he goes through the Sanctuary door to then check Bonk Rocks.
Yeah, Sanctuary, bit of a pain to get to, so because you can't save and quit there like in Standard or Open.
You know, I just realized though with... Oh wait, we did see the Dark Cross room. I forgot about that. We had already checked that.
Yeah.
A unique item requires the hook shot. Thanks, game. We already figured that out ourselves.
Yep. Andy finding another bottle in the Bonk Rocks. I think that's all 4 of our bottles accounted for now.
Yeah, because we have the 3 that we found, and then there's the 1 at the South Grove Cave.
And you're gonna check Lumberjack Cave. And Mclagging finishes off Moldorm. Gets his 3rd crystal.
Alright, so... We still need the... We logically still need the flippers to do Ice Palace, but we could... Actually, scratch that. We can't fake flip. Can't we fake flipper? I keep forgetting about that.
Yes, you can fake flipper into Ice Palace.
Oh yeah, because you can mirror. That's what I'm forgetting. But either way, logically we need that. the runners could do it without it. They definitely need Canis Samoria, definitely need Fire Rod. And then, can you do Silverless Ganon with a hammer?
It's possible, but it's extremely difficult and takes a long time. So silvers are going to be essentially required.
Okay, so that basically... We're not necessarily in go mode if we're just missing the silvers, but we'd like to find 4 more items, essentially.
Mclagging gonna check out Spiral Cave.
Apparently chat is saying you have to be pretty much frame perfect in order to be able to do Silverless Swordless Ganon.
Yeah. I believe Andy has done it before, but he says it takes, like, well over 5 minutes to do it. Probably not something you really want to try in a race, if you don't absolutely have to.
So I would say Eastern makes the most sense, and I think that's where Mclagging is heading.
Yeah, with that bow, we can do Eastern, maybe Pod if they want to, but it's a pendant, so probably not. Although you might check that front bow locked section.
Now we're going to see Andy go into Hera.
There's our second former sword in Sash's closet.
But Mclagging just taking Sahasrah's life savings. Alright, so we're an hour in. This seat has been really trolly. And this is just the first one that Andy and Mclagging are following. So please, if you're being as entertained as I am, please be sure to give both Andy and Mclagging follows on Twitch. They certainly deserve it, and this is only the first race they're doing today for us.
Yeah, this is a doubleheader, and the second game of this doubleheader, it will be the same settings except for swordless, so they will have swords in the next run. And that run will be starting very shortly after this one, probably 10 minutes or less. So again, if you want to watch both runs, just stay tuned to the same channel. And so they...
Oops, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off there. I was
going to say, yeah, they won't be joining us for an interview after, since they'll be starting... Well, they'll have already started the next race by the time the stream of this is done. So, what were you going to say?
No, I was going to say, this is one of those things that I think is going to be interesting. The way this doubleheader is set up is that you're swordless in this first race, and in the second race it's exactly the same, but you're going to have swords this time. So it's going to be interesting to see, like, if both Andy and Mclagging can keep that in their head that they're going to have swords, and if that actually makes a difference in their routing.
That dead rock just did not want to move for Andy. It sat in his way for a good 10-20 seconds there.
Yeah, for those asking in chat, Etienne and I are only covering race 1. We're going to have Cyclone and Serio X going to be commentating race 2 once that gets underway.
Alright, Andy doing Spiral Cave, Mclagging continuing through Eastern. So Andy is going to make up some time here with these boots. He's going to get through a lot of areas quite a bit faster than Mclagging. The boots, of course, were in the graveyard ledge. Oh, he just got a hint. A unique item above the pose, so that's good.
That might hopefully get him to the boots.
The boots probably not necessary in the seed since we've already finished Desert Palace, but they're still very nice to have. Alright, Mclagging coming up on the Armos Knights.
Missed one there.
Just $50. So it looks like there was nothing too useful in Eastern.
Nope.
Although that hint is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Andy's gonna head over to Desert now. Mclagging is gonna go into Pod and check these few items.
Which
Sorry?
No, that's fine, because that's actually leads to what I was about to say, is there really isn't, we're back to a point where there really isn't that much left to check. I mean, we can go to Zora, but you've basically got what's left here in Pod. We can't get into Swamp Palace. We've done everything in Skullwoods, Mire, and Turtle Rock that we can.
Yeah. Yeah, they are starting to run out of options a little bit.
We know from a hint that the lunchbox doesn't have anything. You could fake Flipper into Ice Palace, but logically that really wouldn't help. I mean, logically that really wouldn't help all that much. And
yeah,
I guess Mclagging knows that that's the 5th item in Pod because he's heading out.
Yeah, either that or he just really doesn't want to do Helm of Soul. Alright, Mclagging gonna head down. Oh, I think he still hasn't been through Kakariko.
No, he hasn't.
So he's gonna do that now. Andy picking up the blue boomerang. And Andy's gonna head back to the back of Desert and face Land Molus.
You know what I just realized we haven't done yet? Mini Trolldorm and Ice Rod Cave.
Oh yeah, that area. Yeah, because they went to the dam as a bunny, but they didn't go over there. Looks like Mclagging is going... Oh. I thought he was going to go check the pedestal. Oh, he was just checking the item there.
Very nicely done.
Yeah. Andy with the 0-cycle Ice Rod Land Molus. And Mclagging is going to go over and pick up his boots. Actually, I think at this point the pedestal is dead. Unless it's the silver arrows. We can't have the fire rod or the cane of Samaria because of Turtle Rock. We can't have the flippers because of Swamp Palace.
Yeah, pretty much the only reason why you would need the pedestals for the silver arrows.
Wouldn't that just be awful luck if that's where they were?
But as we were discussing earlier, you can do silverless, swordless Ganon. It is super hard, and you almost would want to find those silver arrows.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if the silvers are on the pad, Andy might try it. I don't know about Mclagging, he might try it too. But you definitely want a lot of magic for that.
So to do a quick recap for those of you that may have just joined us, so we're doing inverted swordless for this first race between Andy and Mclagging. We had early Aga 1 access, but neither runner decided to do it, and instead, because of having the hammer, went to do pod, didn't find anything. Turtle Rock, didn't find anything. So finally did Aga 1. Moon Pearl was actually at, in the Mire area because we had the mirror. And now we've been checking all the dungeons that we can have done at this point, and now we're basically back to this point where we're still looking for items to basically go any further.
Yeah, so Mclagging has the boots now. He's going to check the boots locations, and it looks like Andy will head over towards Mini Moldorm Cave.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I wasn't keeping track of the items in pod, but if Mclagging noped out, I have to believe we've found the 5 items there. So we've got the 5 here in Mini Trolldorm, we've got the 1 in Ice Rod Cave, we've got Zora. I can't... Mushroom! We haven't done Mushroom.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Yeah, they may be waiting to get the Cane of Samaria so they can do a fake powder. No, wait, they have the powder, never mind. Yeah, there's really no reason not to turn it into Mushroom other than it's kind of out of the way.
But there's the flippers.
Alright, that opens up quite a few things. Ice Palace and Swamp Palace. Now fully in logic and completable. As well as some checks in the Zora area. So we're left just looking now for the Fire Rod and the Cane of Samaria. Ice Rod Cave just with a piece of heart.
And you're gonna set up a water walk. Which with the boots will you don't have to do it, but it certainly is faster.
And funner.
This is true.
So Andy not going to do the hobo, he's going straight to Ice Palace. After a mirror bonk.
Just having a little bit of trouble. Ugh.
After 2 mirror bonks. Yeah. He's just going to have mirror in the water.
it works. Because of inverted, we opened up that hole in the wall.
Alright, so we're finally going to see some new items here.
Oh!
That's a great hint.
Silver arrows are in their vanilla location.
Alright, so no more worries about silverless Ganon.
So that means we need to find the fire rod. That will lead us to the silver arrows. And then we just need Canis Samaria. So at this point, we're just 2 items away from go mode.
Mclagging checking the sick kit. I don't believe Andy's done this yet.
No, he
Just
did.
a big corner. Oh, he did.
Yeah. When he did his return trip to Kakariko to get the flute activated and do the things he didn't do with the Super Bunny glitch, that's when he did Sick Kid.
Ah.
Bottle near Misery Mire. Thanks, game. You already know that.
Well, I don't think we can complain too much after that hint about the silver arrows.
This is true.
And you're gonna try to hover here. Gets it on the second try.
Very nicely done.
And Mclagging checking the magic bat.
Add that to the list of things I forgot we hadn't checked yet. But it was just a blue rupee, so no worries there.
Yep.
Andy's showing off with those hovers.
Magic Cape in Desert Palace, which we already knew and don't really care about anyway.
Lord Nav asking, why do you have to step on the icon to use Bombos? Because this is swordless. So in swordless mode, we set up those tiles so that you can activate the medallions without the sword. But unless you're on those tiles, they will not. You cannot use them.
And Mclagging finally making his way to the South Shore, so he'll find his flippers.
Alright, so pretty much unless we find something, which the way in Andy can still check the big chest this way. It's probably also going to do Ice Tea Room here.
I think if there's nothing in Ice Palace, probably Swamp is the next play. Well, maybe some overworld checks first.
Yeah, you'd probably do Zora while you're... You probably would do Zora...
Oh, yes, Zora, of course.
As well as Hobo. But yeah, after that, you probably would be heading for Swamp next. swamp is the green pendant, so it's entirely possible that... Didn't we see the hint that the unique item was held... Nope. The unique item is held by someone friendly. The problem is there's a separate hint for Sahasrahla. So it would have said the village elder if it meant Sahasrahla.
Can't someone friendly still be... Ether hell with the fishes? Yeah, we got that. I'm not totally sure. I think Sahasrahla can still count as someone friendly. Alright, Andy gonna face Cold Stare now. No fire rod, so he's gonna have to use the hammer. Normally you like to try to get a hammer off on the right away so you can get all three at once, but I missed that.
Alright, that's 2. And that'll do it for Cold Stare. And Ice Palace is a buff other than the crystal.
Yeah, Mclagging checking the hobo, just a piece of heart there.
So yeah, Andy is now going to do hobo, probably do the Zora area after this. Mclagging is going to go ahead and do his Ice Palace run. Or I was mistaken, Andy is instead going to Eastern.
Makes sense, it's a crystal he hasn't been to. And there's these items in Saha's closet. Mclagging getting his hint about the silver arrows.
So we basically got... I'm trying to go through the Rolodex in my head, but basically we've got Zora area and Swamp Palace. Those are the only things I can think of that we haven't checked.
Yeah, mostly flipper locations, I guess.
So just to remind everybody, this is a back-to-back race between Andy and Mclagging. These will be the first and second races between these two. So Andy picked inverted swordless. Mclagging picked inverted with swords. As soon as this race is concluded, once we give time for the runners and the staff to get the second race set up, we will be bringing you race number 2 here on Speed Gaming 2 once this first race concludes.
Yeah, so... Yeah, Swamp and Zora, I'm struggling to think of anything else they haven't done.
Yeah, we found both items in Mire.
The mushroom check, that still hasn't been done.
I keep forgetting about that mushroom.
And by the way, don't forget to give these runners a follow. I'll throw out the link in chat here. Just Andy's Twitch name is just Andy, and Mclagging His Twitch name is Mclagging. So, yeah, give these guys a follow. They're both very good runners.
Putting on a very entertaining show for us today. Chat asking about how the settings were picked. Andy picked first, and then Mclagging picked second. Because I actually talked to him about that before the race started. Mclagging knew what Andy picked, so he knew when he was picking that he was picking the same stuff except for with swords as opposed to no swords.
All right, Andy on to face Armos in a moment. So yeah, once these two dungeons are complete, I think our runners are both going to be very close.
Yeah, it's interesting because this has been a pretty linear seed, but it's almost like the way the seed has operated. It gives you a set of options, and then after doing all of them, it basically narrows back down to you have to do this one thing. Then opens up for more, then narrows back. And we're kind of in this narrow part right now, where the flippers are basically the thing that's going to lead to the next progression.
Yeah. All right, Andy picks up his 5th crystal. Let's see where he's going to go. His options basically Zora and Swamp. Or Mushroom. Or they could also go and kill Helmosaur. Although I think they may have got all the items there, so that may be useful.
Yeah, Mclagging did go back in. But then he left after just doing one check in the bowlock portion of Pod. And I wasn't counting whether he had found all 5 items in Pod, but I have to think he wouldn't have just noped out unless he knew that he had found all 5 items.
Yeah, I think so, probably. Unless maybe he was just thinking Helmosaur is just too big a time commitment or something like that, but I think he would have gone and done it.
Alright, well, we're getting our Swamp Palace play on Andy's side.
Yeah, so we'll find some new items here. 6 items available in Swamp Palace.
And at this point, we know that the silver arrows are at the Pyramid Fairy. So we just need to find the Fire Rod and the Cane of Samaria. That will put us in go mode.
Some cash with the chickens. Not a useful hint. And Mclagging taking on Cold Stare with the hammer as well. Getting damaged a bit. First item in Swamp, just a big 20.
Do we get a left side swamp hint?
I think, yeah, didn't we?
Oh man, Mclagging's only got half a heart left.
Oh, this is close. He should have a potion, I think.
He got it.
But he gets it done.
Oh, you know what? Wolflink is saying that he's yet to see any hits related to Swamp. I'm forgetting. There was a hint last night in the race I commentated. Man, these things all run together.
No, I know what you mean. There's Arcane of Samaria, along with the half magic. Alright, so we're just looking for the Fire Rod now.
Fire Rod will be go mode.
Andy is going to do left side swamp. Or he's at least going to grab the key first. Alright, what's Zora got for us?
Red mail.
Not bad, but not progression. And Mclagging's gonna go do the mushroom check.
Kane was in the waterfall of wishing, for those asking. Alright, nothing on the left side. Mushroom has... Shovel!
That's too good.
If that shovel leads to Fire Rod.
If that shovel leads to Fire Rod, that would be huge for Mclagging, because he'll be able to go mode swamp.
Sarah Zelda was asking about the standings in Andy and Mclagging's group. Blaine is ahead 9-2 with 4 races to go, and there's kind of a bunch after that. Killer App, Andy, and Mclagging have... Killer App has 5, both of them have 4. So they're... So both of them are going to have a very interesting last week in terms of trying to figure out who might get that second spot. Blaine's pretty close to wrapping it up, though.
Yeah. And Mclagging going straight to check out the shovel spot.
All right, strike the earth. Just 20 bucks.
Big 20. So, Fire Rod is in swamp, I guess? Or I guess it could be at Skull Woods or Turtle Rock, even.
Could be. It would
not
probably
Turtle
be
Rock.
Turtle.
Or yeah,
No,
it could be Turtle Rock.
Yeah, there's still items in Turtle Rock we haven't found.
Yeah, I think there's 2 locations in Turtle Rock now. No, just 1. Because everything else requires the Fire Rod.
And without swords, welcome to Mini Simulator 2018.
Yeah, this is not a difficult fight, but it is annoying. So if Mclagging wants to take up to gain some time on Andy, he'll skip left side swamp first.
Well, the Fire Rod still could be on Sahasrahla. The Cane of Samaria opens up Turtle Rock. We found both items in Mire, so nothing new there.
Andy has both the map and compass, so there is 1 item left in swamp.
Oh, very nice Ice Rod strats with Andy on Argus.
And it's the piece of art, so... Yeah, swamp having nothing, really. Alright, Andy gonna go over to do the Zord checks. He'll get his half magic and his Cane of Samaria.
So for those asking in chat about the Pyramid Fairy, we know the silver arrows are there, and Skullwoods and Thieves Town are the 5-6 crystals. So once we find the Fire Rod, we're in go mode. Both runners saw it off of a hint.
Yeah, and I imagine both of them will pick it up. It's much faster to do that than to attempt a silverless hammer Ganon. And Mclagging is just going to go to the back first of Swamp. I wonder if he'll skip left side entirely. Probably not, but if he does, that could make up some time for him.
Yeah, we won't know until we see it.
Andy getting his red mail from Zora. And Mclagging is just about onto Argus.
Meanwhile, Andy is going to go back to Mire and finish off Vitreous.
Yeah, we already got both items in Mire. That was the Moon Pearl and the book. Andy, I think, was just sort of instinctively going through the portal, but yeah, you don't need to.
Once again, this is turning into a 2-hour, gonna pretty much turn into a 2-hour seed for both of these runners, and this is just race number 1 for both of them. Stay tuned to Speed Gaming 2 after the conclusion of this race. We'll be starting it up again with both of these runners. However, we're going to throw in swords for race number 2. And please be sure to give both Andy and Mclagging follows on Twitch. They certainly deserve it. So I have to think, at this point, since we're down to basically like Turtle Rock and Sahasrara, I gotta think you go turn in that green pendant first before going up to Death Mountain, because if the Fire Rod is there, then you're doing a whole nother Death Mountain climb that you absolutely don't need to do.
Yeah. And, yeah, there's really only one location, actually, in Turtle Rock that the Cane of Samaria opens up. Trinex still requires the Fire Rod, and 2 of the chests in the front still require the Fire Rod.
And to your earlier point, Mclagging does head back in. He's going to check the big chest. Or no,
yeah,
he's going left.
This play certainly makes sense from his perspective. We just know that it's not going to work out. so Andy's going to finish off Mire just because it is a crystal. He's not going to get any items out of it, but he does have to do it anyway.
And he's out of arrows. Now I'm going to switch over to the hammer. And the thing is, as you kill the eyeballs, the big one gets faster, so... Gonna need to be careful.
Yeah, it's not too bad with red mail, but still don't want to take too many hits.
Alright, time to play badminton with the big eyeball. And down goes Vitreous.
And at the same time, Mclagging finishes off with Swamp Palace. So I have to imagine he's going to go turn in the green pendant.
Which is what he's gonna do.
As will Andy. No. He's got something else to do.
Oh, he hasn't done Magic Bat.
Ah.
Alright, so Hosterla, what do you got for us? Just a heart container.
Okay, so that fire rod, I think, just has to be in that compass chest of Turtle Rock.
I think so. I can't think of anything else that could be.
Unless there was an item on Helmosaur. There must be. Because why else would Mclagging head back here?
Yeah. See, I thought for certain it was Mclagging noping out that he would have done this. He would have only done that because he knew the 5 items. Maybe I was mistaken.
Yeah, maybe that was just a bit of a gamble on his part, but he is going in, so there must be an item on Helmosaur. Now where's Andy going? Oh, he's going to the mushroom.
Yeah, he hasn't done that yet.
So he'll get his shovel and then his big 20 from the shovel spot. Oh, so Mclagging never checked the Bullock side. I thought he did that.
No, I thought he checked that first chest. See, this is what I thought he did. He checked that first chest, where the jellies are, and then that's where he saved and quit. So that's what led me to believe that he had figured out that he had found the 5 items in Pod.
Huh. That's odd. Why would he just check the one chest and then... Yeah, see, there is an item left, because he's got the map and compass. Okay, so it's either here or that one chest in Turtle Rock.
Alright. I gotta think Andy's heading for Turtle Rock now.
Okay, so one of these runners is going to find the fire rod.
Alright, mask off. Helmsart down. Moment of truth. Was there a fifth item, and was it the fire rod? Yes, it was!
All right,
1 hour.
Mclagging is in
1
go
hour.
mode.
Yeah, sorry. Didn't mean to step on you there. 1 hour, 51 minutes, and 48 seconds. Mclagging is in go mode.
Now, Mclagging still has to finish Misery Mire, so it's kind of hard to say who's in the lead here. Andy has to do Helmosaur, and Mclagging has to do Vitreous. He's going to go to Skull Woods first, which I think is a good play, because he'll be able to get his silver arrows before going to Vitreous.
So Mclagging is going to do Skull Woods first. And then I imagine... Well, see, here's the thing. With Aga 1, you can just save and quit, and you'd show up right in front of the door for Ganon's tower.
Yeah. But you have to be in the light world when you do that.
Right, so you could just mirror once you get out of Mire.
Yeah, if you leave leave the mirror portal from Desert, and then you can do that. Alright, so Mclagging is going to do Skull Woods, I think, and then the Pyramid Fairy. Take his silvers, go finish off Mire. Meanwhile, Andy has to do Pod and Skull Woods, and then he can go to GT. So this is going to be close. I really can't tell who's in the lead here.
Nah, we're really not going to know until we see who gets to 7 crystals first, and even then, like, missed execution in Ganon's tower, Ganon fall here, one too many Ganon hugs, although they've got red mail, they're fine. This race is by no means over.
Yeah, even just something as simple as like different routing to find the big key could change things.
Alright, Mothula down for Mclagging.
Man, what an awful seed this has been.
This has been really nasty. So yeah, Mclagging's gonna go to the light world here, pick up the silver arrows, then go to Mire, kill Vitreous, mirror from there, and then go right for save and quit to go right to Ganon's tower.
Yeah. Yeah, inverted is nice to check the Pyramid Fairy in, because you can just go across the bridge to the castle and mirror from there. And Mclagging setting up the little bomb trick, which lets you just save a bit of time getting over there.
Alright, 155.55, Andy's in go mode, and he saves and quits, not even worrying about picking up the pendant.
Yeah, it has no use for it.
Alright, there's silver arrows from Mclagging.
And the Mire shield, which, I mean, it's kind of nice. Just an extra little safety, not that either of these runners needed on red mail and all kinds of hearts. Alright, so Mclagging heading into Mire at the same time Andy is heading into Skull Woods. I think Skull Woods is going to be slightly faster, but Andy still has to do Pyramid Fairy.
This is certainly going to be close. Both runners are going to be going into Ganon's tower. I think Mclagging's going to get in a little bit ahead of Andy, but it's still going to be a close race to the finish.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to watch the timer to see when they enter Ganon's tower and get an idea of what the time difference is. Andy using the hammer on Mothula.
Gets it done. Alright. So that will be crystal number 7 for Andy, which means it is time for our favorite guessing game. There are 22 locations where that Ganon's Tower big key can be in the basement of Ganon's Tower. If you want to play in our guessing game, you need to guess a number between 1 and 22. Having subscribed to one of our 6-speed gaming channels or have donated 250 bits, we will take whichever runner gets into Ganon's Tower first. Etium, what is your guess?
Let's go with an early one just to wrap this seat up. Let's say number 4. What are you thinking?
I'm gonna say... I'm gonna say 16.
Alright, so you want to keep the trolls going.
Alright, Mclagging has the crystal down. So he just needs to mirror, save, and quit, and he'll be in the door first. So we're gonna use we'll most likely be using his numbers.
Yeah, I think he's going to use the Aga portal instead. Oh, he's going to use this portal, right?
Well, he didn't have a mirror spot. I forgot about that. He had to go here to save and quit.
So it looks like Mclagging is going to be in there a little bit before Andy.
Alright, guesses are closed. Mclagging is going to go left or right side to start.
Yeah, and he enters Ganon's Tower almost exactly at the 2-hour mark. 1:59 and 50 seconds or so.
Yeah, we got a big 20 and a small key to start on the right side. And with that key, Mclagging is going left. Or going right, sorry.
And Andy enters at about 2 hours and 38 seconds, so just about 50 seconds difference.
And a whole bunch of cash in the right side.
And Andy's gonna go left.
He is gonna go left. And Mclagging is gonna join him.
Oh man, they are screen for screen now, almost.
basically Mclagging is going to be one room behind Andy. Man, if this big key is either on Bob's chest or Ice Armos.
And we are using Mclagging for the counter because he was in GT first. So I believe that makes this.
Oh, this
what
was
does
11.
that make this? 11. Okay.
Yep. The
So
next
even
two we can cut. The next two we can kind of infer because they're one item location. So number 12 is just a 10 arrows. Sorry, Etienne.
I was just gonna say, even if Andy finds the big key first, it's still based on the number. Mclagging opens it.
Yeah, because like once we get to the randomizer room, if Andy opens them in a different order than Mclagging does, that will affect the number. $13 is another big 20.
Alright, around the room, 14 through 17.
Ten arrows, piece of heart. 10 arrows. 10 arrows. Oh, man. So if Mclagging had gone full right, he actually would have had a bit of a further lead.
Yeah. Now, if you're a Mclagging fan, you're hoping it's tile room, because Andy will check the right side before he checks tile room.
There is still that possibility. Right. Hi, Bob. Bye, Bob. There it is, number 18.
Wow, this is intense.
All right.
So Mclagging...
Strap yourself. Sorry.
I was just going to say he's 13 seconds behind Andy. I just counted.
To which I was about to say, strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be close. Should also point out that Cat Phoenix was the first subber supporter to correctly guess number 18, so congratulations. You've been added to the leaderboard.
This is so close. Even little bonks like that Andy just had are mistakes you don't want to have in this kind of situation.
Zidane Kotescu giving us a 300-bit donation for this crazy race. Thank you very much. 204.44 ALG Indy is in the gauntlet. $204.59 Mclagging's in the gauntlet, so about a 15-second difference. Execution is certainly going to make a difference in this.
Absolutely. Andy getting zapped by the BMOs a couple of times.
Alright, and he's in Lambo 2. 3 strikes, the Lambos are out of the old ball game. And we got another 300-bit donation from Torch Black. Thank you.
So Mclagging about 18 seconds behind now. So he's losing a small amount of time.
And having a bit of problem on Lambo 2.
Yeah, this will cost him some more time. And Andy enters the torch room in 17 seconds.
And if you're entertained with this first race, don't forget, we got one more coming. We're gonna give these guys a quick break, and then we're doing this all over again, but this time we're adding swords to the inverted seed.
Yep. Yeah, it'll probably, after this match is over... Oh no, Andy.
Andy tried to hover and had a little bit of a problem.
Still a couple screens ahead of Mclagging, but that does give him time to catch up.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to risk it a second time. He's just going to do it the old-fashioned way.
All right, Andy is on to Aga 2.
All right, 207.59. He's into the Geometry Wars. Doesn't get anything there. It's a nice double. Those were pretty close. I think that's just a single for 3.
All right, Mclagging at 28, so he's 29 seconds behind Andy.
Andy just has one more to go. That will do it. Aga 2 is down. It is time for the big pig. People in chat asking about the rules for a tie. If the runners finish and their SRL times are within 3 seconds, that will count as a tie. Mclagging's having a lot of problems with Aga 2, though.
Yeah. Finally gets it done.
Andy into phase 2.
Yeah, Andy should take this unless he has some serious problems on phase 4.
All right, phase 3. Alright, do we find the arrows in the Dark World? Yep, here's one in your face.
There's a couple more.
Gets a double there. And sets up to get the double, and that will do it.
Oh, and Mclagging takes a death. But he has a fairy. Won't matter, though. Get your GGs in chat for Andy.
Just has to walk through that door, and then ALG Andy will finish with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 53 seconds. Spam those GGs in chat. I think the seed kind of is the same way I feel right now. Pick us up before we get dizzy.
I'm already dizzy. That was a heck of a finish.
Alright, so we're just gonna need to see Mclagging finish, and then we will not have an interview with both runners as they need to start prepping for race number 2.
Yeah, it looks like they are just about to start the next race. So with the 20-minute delay, it should start in about 20 minutes. I'll give you guys a word when they have started the next race. Oh wow, what a seed. Just all the crazy twists and turns the seed threw at them. Yeah, I think anyone would have struggled to finish this under 2 hours.
I know, this was... Inverted is difficult on its own because you're starting in the Dark World, and then everything else, with the way the seed kind of set up, it just... You were just pulled in so many different directions.
Yeah. So they have just started the second race, so that will be live on stream in about 20 minutes from now. So yeah, go grab a coffee or whatever and come back in 20 minutes as Mclagging finishes off Ganon. So get your GGs in chat for Mclagging.
2 hours, 13 minutes, and actually missed the seconds. I think it was like 20.
2:13:15 was the official SRL time.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much, TM. But yeah, I mean, the Moon Pearl at Aga 1, or the Moon Pearl and Mire, and both runners having to do Aga 1 and missing that for a while. This race was just so brutal.
It was just crazy. Like, they were going through Pod and Turtle Rock, and those plays made perfect sense to me. I was shocked they didn't find the Moon Pearl there in Turtle Rock, or at least some form of progression.
Yeah, there was certainly a ton there. So, as we mentioned before, Etienne and I are only commentating race number 1. So, for race number 2, all of you are going to be serenaded by the voices of Cyclone and Sari UX, and we have them joining us in the chat right now. How are you both doing?
Well, I'm not going to serenade them if that's what you're asking about, but...
Depends if you want me to do my Phantom Ryu impression for the Red Cane.
It was honestly more of a turn of a phrase or whatever. Anywho, point being, how you guys doing?
We're doing okay. I only have one question for this race. Who rolled this mess?
Andy rolled this mess.
Seriously?
Yep. This was race number 1 between Andy and Mclagging. And you guys are getting Mclagging's choice next, which is the exact same thing, but we're throwing swords in.
Actually, I hate to correct you, but I think the person who rolled this seed is actually with us right now. Am I not not?
No, I don't roll the seeds.
Oh. Okay, well you posted. So
yeah, I just posted because I set up the race for you guys and for the stream today. But yeah, the seeds are all rolled automatically. So asking who rolled the seed was just a generic joke in that sense.
Okay.
So yeah, let's review race 1 real quick. So we were required to do Aga 1. We had a trolley time getting to the hammer because you had to get the hook shot, which led you to the Cane of Brian. The hook shot was in Super Bunny, led to Cane of Brian in Hookshot Cave to send you all the way back to Blind to kill him. And then you had to do all this whole chain for... You could do all of this pod in Turtle Rock, and you ended up not doing any of it because you had to do Aga 1.
Let's just say I was eating dinner when that Moon Pearl showed up, and I think I threw up just a little bit when I saw that. That was Great.
Yeah.
It's a great show of what can happen on inverted, but oh my god, was that gross.
Especially considering the fact that all of those, because you don't have the Moon Pearl, you have to navigate in the light world as a bunny and then mirror back into the dark world to get to those dungeons.
Yeah, and then Andy forgetting about Mire for several minutes. That was very un-Andy-like.
I can confirm he did say in the SRL chat, because I'm in both rooms, he did say that he did actually forget about Mire. Looking at what he actually was saying, it looks like they both enjoyed the seed except for the fire rod location. That was the thing they really didn't like.
Yeah, that was a pretty awful troll. And then we also had chat's favorite fetch quest on a fetch quest when we had the shovel coming from the mushroom, which led to a big 20.
Yeah, this seed had just a huge showcase of all sorts of overall garbage that you had to deal with just to get through it. But like I said, it's a great showing of what inverted can throw out there and what to be ready for whenever you do an inverted.
Just out of curiosity in the SRL chat, did Mclagging mention anything? Because one of the other curious things was Mclagging went back into pod after getting the bow and just did one of the right side checks and then immediately noped out. So I thought it was because he had counted and found all 5 items, but clearly that wasn't the case.
Yeah, I think maybe he knew. I think what happened is he knew there was a key there, and since he wasn't going to go to Helmsor, he didn't bother to get it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to review the SRL channel for the race, and I didn't know if you announced their SRL times. I do have those if we need them as well. But
yeah, we did get those.
Okay, good. Mclagging did mention that he re-entered pod after doing EP, but only got the one item left in the front and said, forget Helma. He literally has all the light world overworld to check, so he basically didn't want to do any more. From the sounds of it, that seemed to be what the logic was behind that weird pod dip there.
Man, if he had actually done that, that would have changed the race so much.
Mm.
All right, one quick order of business. Odrandus did give us a subscription with a Twitch Prime sub, so we do want to give him a thanks for that. So I'm curious how you guys feel about this, because one of the things that kind of fascinated me as I was looking at the schedule is that both of these runners have essentially done this first seed in swordless mode, and now they're going to have to they're doing the second one with the swords. And with this short break, I'm wondering, is it possible that, we already saw Andy have a brain fart on Mire. Is it possible that one of these runners may, think they can do something because they just played swordless and then accidentally realize, oh wait, nope, this is swords. Rules are different.
I think once they get the sword, they'll be very happy because obviously it's going to be a lot easier having that sword to swing around, not having to rely on hammer hitboxes. That's one of the reasons I personally don't like playing swordless myself. I just don't like the hammer hitbox. I personally would prefer sword if I'm playing myself.
I would imagine the only thing that would kind of mess them up is if they forget that they need the sword to use a medallion, but that's about it.
Yeah, I think they've had a long enough break after the last one that it shouldn't be too big of a problem.
Yeah, I know one of the runners did have to make a phone call, so we're a little bit delayed getting the second race started, so we got a little bit more time to talk because of that. But yeah, that was almost 100% seed. It looks like everything on the tracker is lit up. Every single item on Andy's side is lit up, except for the 2 dungeon clears at the end, which I guess must have been rupees or bombs or something. But every trackable item is lit up. Sorry?
I said, and of course that sword.
Yeah, the sword, of course, was just replaced with rupees anyway.
Well, Andy would have had pod lit up if he didn't save and quit after getting the fire rod.
Yeah, that certainly saved him a few seconds.
All right, well, the next race, so it started about 8 minutes ago, so you got about 12 minutes till the next race starts. I think, going to step out and hand it over to you guys.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take off here as well. I do want to, while we do have a moment, do give a shout out to our tracker Wolflink0370, who did a fantastic job to keeping track of all the items that we found over the first race. We did mention Cyclone and Saryu are going to be commentating for us. We're going to have Falcon tracking the second race, so shout outs to him for tracking race number 2. So yeah, I think that's going to do it for Etienne and myself. Once again, since I won't be around, thank you to the Speed Gaming staff and the ALTTPR volunteers that do all of this stuff behind the scenes. Can't do it without all of the great people that make this tournament possible, both on Twitch and just the logistics of setting it up. So for Etienne, Wolflink, I'm Jex Refi. We're signing off. Cyclone, Saryu, Falcon, take it away.
Yeah, thank you very much. Sorry. Thank you so much, Jex Refi and ETM. Have a great afternoon as well, and we look forward to calling this sec race for you guys. As noted, we still have about a 10-minute break here. So what I think might be good to do, so we don't try to run out of things to say here, is that we take a few minutes intermission here, and then we'll be back with you in just a few minutes, probably right around 5 o'clock exactly, and we'll start this call for you. Stay tuned, everyone.